Hello everyone, and welcome to day 30. Today we're doing line 39. It's a Pinot Noir from California. Now, Pinot Noir, the 39 was inspired by the 39th parallel, okay, that runs through California, right through the wine country. And it's similar to the 90 plus we got the other day, except 90 plus, they go to different countries. They go to Malbec, or, they'll do the Malbec from Argentina. They'll do the Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. They go to different countries, and they'll do the Chiantis from there. But this is from Italy. Line 39 deals strictly in California. They have 4 reds, 3 whites. Now, their wines, it's about a 10-year-old firm. What they did is they go to these shippers, they go to the growers, and they'll pick a wine, say, listen, make it under our label. They'll make it for less money than they'll sell their own wine for normally. But this way, and they might do a 5-year contract or whatever with them. And what they do is they produce the wines. It helps the vineyard grow more wine because they can grow more wines. And, when you're growing wines too, with grapes, like a Pinot Noir, you're going to get less yield out of a Pinot Noir when you get close, because Pinot Noir and Chardonnays, you really want towards the ocean, towards cool nights and breezes. When it's cooler nights, the grape grows less. It restricts it. Where if it's a warm climate, you're going to get a lot more yield. Okay, so it might fall 20% or 30%. So that's why sometimes the wines are more expensive too, because they're getting less yield for the amount of grapes. Now, Pinot Noir is also one of the healthiest wines for you. Okay, it lowers bad cholesterol, lowers blood pressure, and also reduces anxiety, which now in the last couple of months, that might be something to look at here. Now, what we do is they make approximately 10,000 bottles of this a year, line 39. And what they did is they went and they make this wine in their Clarksburg location. They also make a Chardonnay. So they have make 7 wines, 3 or 4 different vineyards. These both, because the Pinot Noir and the Chardonnay grape like the same climate. They like it cold and cool evenings, not too much heat. Now, an interesting thing is, in 61, Mondavi asked Joseph Drouin, who we spoke about the other day, one of the premier French winemakers, known for his Burgundies and his Pinot Noir was his grape, because the Pinot Noir grape is originally out of France, okay? So it's a French grape, was brought to this country, but that's the foundation of the Pinot Noir grape was a French grape. Now, that was his bailiwick. He knew Pinot Noir. So when Mondavi invites him over, Drouin looks at it. He says, thanks for the invite, but, I really don't want to make a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's not my, it's not my forte. I'm a lot more comfortable with a Pinot Noir. And he didn't like California for Pinot Noir because of the warmth. And also, there wasn't many Pinot Noirs growing. So he leaves 10, 12 years later. They have the wine tasting, the surprise in Paris again, but this is 2 years after the surprise. They do another wine tasting. Let, who's out of Oregon, comes over and tries to do the blind tasting. And he's got his Oregon Pinot Noir, and he's facing off against the Burgundy. And it was right there with it. Took second place. So Drouin was like, And it was hard for him to get good grapes. Burgundy grapes were getting harder and harder to get good grapes, because he buys grapes just like the other guys and buys them from other guys and makes them and ships them and sells them. So he comes over in 79, comes back, and in 80, he buys himself 100 acres in Willamette Valley, which was making the wines, they were known for the Pinots, because that's a colder region. That's what he liked about it. It's a little colder, okay? It's in between the mountain ranges. It's a good spot for it. So he wanted that. So and when he saw Let's wine doing well, that confirmed his belief in that the climate. Because, like we say, the climate, the earth, the limestone, the clay again up there, the rock, right? So he goes there, and it was a watershed moment for Oregon because Druin knocked the cover off the ball. I mean, lit the match by making that great wine and facing off against them, but he solidified him because it went from a cottage industry to just, you know, Oregon's second biggest producer of Pinots next to California, and world renowned now, world renowned. But this wine sells for $10, and it's a great wine. That's why it's in Clarksburg, but it's Chardonnay. It's a little colder there. Okay, now the Willamette Valley. You look at their wines. Their wines can run a good Pinot. So you can get Pinots 150. You can get Pinots for 40, 60, 80. You know, and the Pinot Noirs, a lot of them in the higher price wines, people want to lay them down for 5, 6, 10, 15 years, even up to 20. What they do is they do a full crush. They call it a whole crush fermentation, where they pick the whole grapes, stem and all, right? Because there's a lot of tannins even in the stems. And you need high tannin for a wine to sit. If you want a wine to sit 5 or 10 years, otherwise it's going to turn, it go brown, it's going to turn, it's going to roll over on you. But with strong tannins from the grapes, it makes the wine a lot more complex, a lot more different flavors, a lot more different tastes and textures. You know, it's a whole different wine. But this wine here, for what it pours and for what it is, $10 this is going to be a medium body, where the others with the tannins will be a little fuller. But, you can't even sit with them. We'll pour this. This is also, this is American barreled, American oak. Because you can smell a little bit of the oak right away. Not big, but it's there. A lot of cherry, berry, raspberry, we're doing the exercise here, 20-second spin. Matter of fact, let's switch it up to 20-second the other way, right? See how we get that, maintain that circle turn? Now this is going to be it's going to be, you can tell right away when you lift it. It's got fruit. Okay, it's medium, it's light, it's not, you can see your fingers. And you also want the rounder glass, okay, when you're doing a Pinot. This is matter of fact, this glass is Summer Wind from Joey Pumatello, good buddy of mine, 9/11, but he was a good one. But this wine here, it's a mid-range wine. You can tell before you can taste it. Comes right up. It's got a lot of alcohol. I mean, it's not totally bold, but it's there. I mean, it's there. It's got a lot of, almost like a leather, almost like sometimes we smell a lot of alcohol. Some really, when you do a couple more smells with it, it's more like a leathery kind of, taste to it, smell, nose to it. It's nice. Got a long finish. It just carries through. Works the whole inside. It's fruity but not bouquet-y. It's not all over the place. Yeah, that's a nice wine. Got a little earth, very little earth. I wonder if that's the leather or earth. No, not much earth. See, now if it was when they do the full barrel fermentation, more tannins, and that's when you're going to get the more earthy taste. Some people like the earthy taste, because, it's like a pin needle that brings it in. Yeah, this is nice. Nice long finish, proper amount of fruit. This will work great with, like if you're sitting around. You know, chocolate's good with it too. You can do chocolate with Pinot Noir. You know, milk chocolate, not too bittersweet because it's a lighter wine. Medium chocolate, dark chocolate, chocolate mousse. Cheese would go good, so you maybe do chocolate cheesecake. Or we could do, but you could do sausage with this. You could do grilled sausage. You could do a nice meat with this. You know, you can do mushrooms. This is like, you know, might have to make myself no cheese on it. Make myself a mushroom, tomato, onion. You know, pizza with cauliflower crust. That might work. But listen, you'll like this wine. And you know, this line 39, you really can't get wrong. You know, it's not like you're going to open a bottle. You know, when you go to open a bottle, you go, oh, I wish I didn't buy this. These wines are not offensive. They're easy drinking. You know, if you have, you know, number of people over, you just want to grab a quick bottle. You don't want to go, this, you know, $10. It's perfect, you know. So listen, I want to say thank you for having me in your home. And as we keep saying, and we gotta keep remembering. Now listen, we got a space. Everybody's got a space. As the time gets closer, everybody says, okay, it's okay to go out for a day. It's okay to walk. No. Be very selective. If you're gonna go for a ride in the car, don't be with the windows down and parking and talking to see your neighbor. Just stay to yourself. Backyard, walk around the block if it's no one else is in the block. And you're doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your loved ones, and you're doing it for the people in those front lines because they need a break. Okay? We got to end this thing. We got to get this thing off the plateau and heading down. And it takes every one of us to do that. And like I say, don't forget to pray when your head hits the pillow, when you're having a meal at night, or just when you have a moment to yourself. Just say, thank God, you know, your own words, and do, you know, we'll get through this. We'll definitely get through this. And the world might be a better place for it, but that's all we can hope and pray for. So thank you, and thank for all those that are helping us. I'll see you tomorrow.